within this interview, I'd like to ask you to listen to some of the experience I've had. To start with, I had many, many questions as I started to read the Bible. But as I started to read through it entirely, what happened to me is, I would say that, for me, God is real.
I don't much care about what's good and evil, actually. I care about what's true. I mean, do you actually believe that Muhammad flew to heaven on a winged horse, for example? I pay you the compliment of assuming that you don't.
No, I do. I believe in miracles.
You believe that?
Yes.
You believe that Muhammad went to heaven on a winged horse?
Yes, I believe in God. I believe in miracles. I believe in revelation. I mean, the point here is that let's assume I'm wrong. Richard, I'm wrong.
Let's.
Let's assume I'm wrong.
When I read the Book of Mormon recently, I didn't read it all, what impressed me was that it's an obvious fake. I mean, this is a 19th century book written in 16th century English, and it came to pass, verily I say unto you, and things like that. That's not the way people talked in the 19th century. It's a fake. So it's not beautiful, it's a work of charlatanry.
I was doing some voluntary work on a ship called Mercy Ships, and I was in the borders of Haiti and Dominican Republic. And what happened was we were dealing with very, very poor people, lots of needs.
But I guess it was just all. So does that mean there's one baboon that all of us have come from?
No, one individual that all of us came from and baboons came from. I mean, they're modern animals just as much as we are. We didn't come from them.
Oh.
Well, you know that.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah.
I don't give it much thought. There's
Yes.
things I know, and then many years later, I don't know them anymore.
Yes.
I need to be reminded of them.
Just going about the Bible, you know, if it's divinely inspired, there's gonna be gaps. And Richard Dawkins, you keep mentioning like morals, but the Bible's way bigger than just morals. And if half America believes that Adam and Eve was literal, so what? You know, it's just a divinely inspired story.
You believe it is divinely inspired? Let me take this gentleman over here. Hello.
What the fuck are you talking about?
If you actually believe Muhammad flew to heaven on a winged horse, that's an anti-scientific belief.
And that could be wrong.
But that Bible is wrong.
But that doesn't change. That doesn't change.
And one morning, when I was on the ship, my wife was with me, and there was 30 other people in the class. And I saw people being prayed for as they wanted to receive the Holy Spirit. And Richard, I can honestly say to you, I was not in the mood that day. I was at the right mood to accept something like this. And I was watching people go forward, being prayed for. And to me, it looked a bit fake. I'll be honest, okay? And yet I'm supposed to believe some of this stuff.
Do you believe
And for you to call this man a charlatan, I do. I take offense to it.
But he was a convicted charlatan. He was a convicted con man.
No, these are all falsehoods. You should do your research.
Well, I think I have.
Yeah, you have.
But look,
You've almost read the book.
Obviously different information, but isn't these texts, whether it's the Book of Mormon or it's the Bible or it's the Quran,
it makes for a really sort of creepy dystopian novel, this idea that we're doing you good. I suppose that's Hal. Is it Hal 3000 in the
Hal? Yes. Do you know how Hal got his name, by the way?
No.
It's IBM one letter back in the.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
HI. I believe you.
Yes, IBM. You go back one to H and then 8.
Wow. Did that reflect concerns that IBM building all this computer stuff would be the end of us?
No, I don't think so. I think it was just a little joke that Arthur C. Clarke thought of at the time.
The rational position is the agnostic. The rational position is the agnostic position.
Why up there?
I didn't say up there. I didn't pick a place.
Okay,
You picked a place.
why would a winged horse be the way to get to heaven if it's not up there?
I'm all for saying I can't prove it, but can you prove he didn't do it?
I stood before this man, and fortunately, he never touched me because I'm not into that. I wasn't into that. And this incredible, I can describe it as an electrical force, went into the small of my back, and it went through my torso.
The creation of life is some kind of random miracle. It's supposed to be sort of, it's not supposed to be is a word that I've introduced, of course, but if we call it a miracle, it's supposed to be random to some extent. It's supposed to be down to chance. When we start interfering with that selection process, instinctively, I can't explain it perhaps. I feel a certain There's something off about that for me. I know that's not a very rational or scientific argument, but I do think that's one a lot of people share, actually.
Well, it's not rational.
I acknowledge that.
It sounds as though you're religious.
It does. It does, which I'm not, interestingly, but I feel that that is probably how a lot of people do think about it.
Yes, I suppose they do.
I'd like to question your religion, because it seems to me that you make science a religion in itself.
In what way?
Well, it seems like there's kind of a Richard Dawkins cult, Richard Dawkinism, like science really, nothing is certain in science. It works in statistics, you can't prove anything to 100%. How can you say that science is better than religion, then what you're trying to do is still calm people, don't bring order to the world?
You can't prove anything to 100%, but 100% is a hell of a lot better than 0%, which is what you can prove by religious reasoning.
If I challenged you as Richard Dawkins, you'd probably have a problem with that. Doesn't matter who I am.
No.
No, we're listening to you now.
Like,
you're challenging me now, and I'm accepting the challenge.
Fair enough. Look, I'm a Catholic. I don't agree with what George Pell thinks, but I don't think he's a pedophile either. Like...
No, I don't suppose he is.
Well, my point is that you, as an eminent scientist, if I challenge your scientific doctrine, maybe your theories or your opinion, you'll disagree with me.
Well, I will, I mean, when you say disagree, I will say, where is your evidence? Here's my counter-evidence.
And I'll say yours.
Let's sit down together and look at the evidence. That's very different from saying that I'm arguing from authority.
The point is it works until someone comes up with a better theory. Right?
What was that? No, it works.
Would you
a car
agree?
works.
Classical
My
electromagnetism
computer
worked
works.
until someone came up with a better theory.
Yeah.
So?
That's what happens.
That's what makes... Anyway, I don't... Okay.
Yeah,
I think we should move on.
And I didn't know it at the time, but apparently the lady that was outside bemoaning had been there for hours because her daughter had apparently died. Now, again, this electrical power comes out of my body. How do you describe that? Am I deluded?
Probably, yes.